Some of the best minds in the world bringing you some of the best knowledge on TRS Clips. Are you comfortable talking about Africa a little bit?
Yeah.
Why were you sent there?
See, a unit was deployed there as a part of the reserve force. We had gone as a United Nations peacekeeping force. I was part of that complement. So there was a place, Abay. If you look on the internet, it'll tell you what Abay is about.
Which country?
Sudan. Now it is North Sudan and South Sudan. Abay is a location. It was absolute. I've seen people mad for no reason. They had nothing to eat, but they had sophisticated weapon with them. Those days also. And I've seen people finishing people for no reason. Life had absolutely no value. And it was one of the worst places to stay in, anywhere in the world. 100 or 1,000 kilometers you will travel, you will not get even one glass of water. Oil you want? Yes, you will get. Not even a glass of water. I've seen early morning people taking out blood from the cow and in a bowl, and they're serving to every family member so that they can just take care of their thirst. It was again requirement, not it was necessity for survival.
The terrains like the Sahara Desert.
Absolute barren. Although there were some hills around, but there was absolutely barren. No productivity, zero. No crop shop, no business, nothing. Absolutely surviving on whatever little. And those days it was being provided by, United Nations. But bad state. Nothing to eat, nothing to drink. Water was costlier and oil was cheaper.
Wow.
That is what I've seen there. For one bread, people could get killed or they could have killed someone. It was as simple as that. I've seen people. I've been to garbage disposal area where I've seen people eating boot polish. I've seen people eating Odomos, medicines, irrespective. Something should go inside. And it was actually nothing less than a shit. And people just taking out something. I've seen they are having a cut because of the, broken glasses, something coming to this thing. I'm trying to tell them something, but I don't know the language. And they are trying to keep it to themselves. Probably this man is going to take this also from us. That is the kind of hunger I've seen. But thereafter, I learned water. We say save water campaign and all that. Those who really don't understand, send them to that place only for 1 week. They will get to know what is the importance of water and what is the importance of food.
What was the political situation there that caused this kind of a scenario?
Yeah, again, when there is a political instability, there was no political situation only, When everything is in the hung state, whether it is the government or it is the political party, everything.
Or militant groups against each other.
So many of them, and they've got weapon. I am surprised when you don't have a water to drink and how they manage weapon. There was one situation where two military contingent. There was some meeting that has to be organized with the SRSG. That is the senior most hierarchical appointment in the UN in a particular area. The militia group, they had to have some conversation with them to resolve some issue. So one contingent was sent and the pilot, 2 of the officers and 30 of the men, they were kept into custody and they were taken as a hostage. They never came back. Then one more was sent. And then we were the reserve battalion. We were told we need to talk to them. I still have, I believe, a couple of photographs from that day. So I, along with 10 or 12 boys of best of mine, who were part of my Cambrian Patrol. Cambrian Patrol is one of the, it is the toughest competition in Indian Army.
What's it called?
Cambrian Patrol competition. The best team of the Indian Army who wins it, they are sent to London, Wales. So, and they are placed and they participate in competition against special forces from other unit. So I prepared and created a team and we won it. So it was those boys, my trained boys, my team, they knew everything what best can do. And like a Rambo again, I thought I gave weapon low and take these weapons, and once we go, immediately we get out the aircraft, we do this thing. It never happened on ground. We landed up there, and what I see, there were 2, if I remember correctly, there were 2 attack hapters there. First time I also saw that live. And there were a lot of people in the weapon with absolutely no mentality, huge and tall, everyone 6+, with a weapon and the sleeper hanging on the AK-47, firing in the air, hundreds and thousands of them. I told my boys, man, see nothing going. With this kind of, scenario and numbers, believe me, it is not going to work out. And there was one rep from the UN also, one foreigner from US who was there. He said, Major, we cannot do this. But we have been sent for some task, we have to do it, buddy. Said, no, we'll not go outside. Of course, we are going outside. So I told my boys, you keep your weapon to one side. Okay? And everyone wear your UN cap and put that card on your chest and just sit quietly inside. So I said, man, let's move outside. No, we should not go. Well, there is no other option. They are finding the weapon. Let's go outside. So I encouraged him, and he said, man, just stay with me at least. I was also actually under tremendous pressure, seeing their madness. There has to be some logic in madness also. No? I saw there was no logic. It was pure madness that day I saw. And the moment I got down, the guy who was sitting with huge machine gun and they were firing in the air, and he was very angry. He said, why you have come here? Why you have come here? And with big heart, although I'll not say I was scared, but there was a lot of tension in my head. So I brought a big smile on my face, and the traditional way of you put a hand on somebody's chest and you say, Kulu tamam. And I said, my buddy, Kulu tamam nahi, it is going to be calm tamam today. And I said, Kulu tamam. I put my hand on his chest with a broad smile. I said, Kulu tamam, how are you? My compliments to you. So he was confused what this guy is doing. Where is your leader? Why you want to meet our leader? Messi, as a military commander, I'll speak only to him. You just put me through to your guy, He was confused. He said, he's there. Let's go and talk. I just pretended confident, although I was not at that moment. Let's be very fair. So then he took me to his leader. Now this guy, what I saw, he was wearing a white chevron and a huge tall guy, 6'4" maybe. And there were 100,000 of people along with him sitting in a mad posture on the drum, this thing, hanging weapon in every possible thing. So I went to him and I said, Kulu tamam. I said, I want to convey greetings and salutation on behalf of my men and on behalf of my team. I've come to meet you. The only solace was bloody this guy. I never been so grateful for this language, English. He knew English, yeah. Otherwise, there was no scope only to connect that dot, that chord. Fortunately, he knew the English. He said, yes. I said, you have got brave people. But, I am here with a purpose. Then I explained to him why I'm here, to organize that meeting with our SRSG and between him. So he said, he can come. I had a look around. I said, believe me, this is not the environment anybody will feel comfortable to walk in. There's a purpose. Let's create that environment. I got two things I can suggest you, sir. He says, what? Sir, you've got so many people with you. Believe me, not required. And you just keep only a handful of people, maybe 10, 20, 30, whatever you want to keep with you. And they are fair enough. Rest, otherwise, I'm here with a purpose. I've got 10 guys with me. We have got weapons with us. I am here to ensure your security as well. You are the king of the soil, your land, your rules. Let's go by that.
Who was this guy? But
he was the head of that, militia organization, what they are.
Okay, like the militant leader.
Yeah, I will not exactly say militant, but yes. So he understood the point. So I requested if you can convey this in your local lingo to this guy, so that, they are dispersed off. So he understood, said something in African. And people, trucks by trucks and trucks, they started moving. They were truck fully loaded with legs outside, firing and going and shouting something. But a lot of trucks, they passed away. And then finally, a couple of people were there. But now we need to have some sitting place. So there was some room which was identified and it was cleared. And then probably created that mess into something, into amicable environment where actually one can sit and talk. They bought carrots of soft drinks and everything. But now we are getting into that mode. But initially I had to...
Food and all, like, though there's food scarcity, these guys had like luxuries. With
when
them.
You can have weapon and you can have anything. So it might be scarcity for the common man, not for these guys. So now this guy had finally, initially was not receptive. I said, see, I'm a soldier, we have been trained in a specific manner. While you have got a lot of numbers, but believe me, we have been trained. If nothing happens, something fishy is tried. We are also good and highly trained people. At least we'll take, every guy is going to take a couple of numbers. So why to land up in that situation? It's a genuine request. Let's create that environment. Finally, things were fizzled out. There was a meeting which also took place and things were resolved.
What is the energy in meetings like this, where it's like two dangerous men talking to each other, honestly? Where death is definitely a theme in those conversations.
As I told you, if you've been trained well and you have trained yourself well, if you can maintain your nerves in such situation, that is what matters, If you panic, you'll never take a good decision,
This guy who you met, is it fair to say he was some sort of an African warlord? of sorts?
It was much more than warlord. He was definitely a lord. In those circumstances, he was the only lord, I'm telling you.
Because that country was going through so much. And
Yes,
this
so
guy's-
much. And then you're a powerful man. And so many people, you've got such a mad following. People can easily get killed and kill anyone for you. Life was meaningless. I've seen people chopping off people's head and playing with an leg, making football out of people's head. You search on the internet also, you'll find a lot of people keeping head on their, weapons and playing football with that.
This was in Sudan?
And Sudan, you search places like Darfur, Abai and all that. A madhouse. Although Darfur was out of our area of responsibility, but there have been mad places, It's
But-
real bad.
Why that level of barbarianism? Like, why that much?
Firstly, there is no political stability. There is nothing in a structured manner. And you have got weapons, but no food. And necessity is, again, you can go to an extent. I said, for one glass of water, you can go to an extent. So power corrupts, and last line is absolute power corrupts absolutely.
And no police. You can do whatever you want.
Nothing. They are the police. They are the rule. They are the government. They are the hierarchy. They are the military. They are everything. I've seen a situation. First, I saw some movie. I think Rwanda. Hotel Rwanda is the movie, if I remember correctly. That is a movie, and one more movie where I've seen UN troops on what kind of pressure and situation they've handled. And the night, and somebody is driving, and all of a sudden he had a bumpy ride. One realizes, and then later on he realizes that it's not some speed breaker. It has a dead body over which he is plying the vehicle. There was one situation while in a bay I've seen, people started firing berserk in market area. And there was a pregnant lady, and somebody reported that something like this has happened. So we took one small mechanized tank with us. We went outside, got that lady, retreat from there. People are firing overhead. Nonsense. Absolute utter
For fun.
nonsense. I don't know what pleasure they get, but life was meaningless. I realized a lot of things. We got that lady, and then there was a situation when I saw a lot of people, they were running around in the fields and leaving their every stuff. Kids were running behind them. And then I saw another vehicle coming up. They are hanging children upside down, speaking something in the local language. I didn't know what they were speaking, but what I could matter was probably they are giving warning, either you come outside or we'll take care of these kids. So crying, people with folded hand, they're coming, leave them. And people are having fancy ideas. Something like this has happened. So I went to the gate. There was a situation where one guy with one leg amputated, he came to the gate and people said, gate not to be opened, this is the order. This is what exactly I saw in the movie as well. And every organization has its own rule. So I said, my bloody hell with the orders here. And I've been here with a purpose, but not here just only to close the door. This is the time when the door said to be opened. We'll see to this and what happens. Later on, we open the door. I opened the door, people came and I said, nobody is going inside. You just keep shoving left and right of the gate. And then we closed the door. Then again, I saw after some time, people came with very huge loaded machine gun with chains and everything. And they're shouting, you open the gate and get them outside. The gate is not going to be open. He said, open the gate. But no, negative, no gate will be open. We'll see to this. I'm also here, sitting here only to see you guys. You try some stunt and then you see the music. It was again very pressure point. Order says do this and I'm doing something against opposite. Although nothing happened. It is me only had to report, but sometimes there are tough calls. It can't happen. You see a small kid, a very old lady and a man with no leg. He's looking for some shelter and you tell him, you bloody fuck off and run from here. Then what kind of soldier you are? It's okay. It is better to take a punishment, but do something and cross that line and do something what your mind and your heart tells you. So that was one experience here. And, poverty, dearth of resources, it actually itself teaches you a lot of things.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. I've gotten to know a fair share of all your experiences. This one seems like the most gory and most gruesome, probably.
It was actually bad. Believe me, people were paying in dollars and people were very happy that we are being paid in dollars. I reached a stage where I've seen people drinking shitty water, actually shit only, I'm telling you, and eating things which actually you will definitely guaranteed fall sick. I've seen people killing each other for a bread packet. The orders were once you move outside, you will not give a bottle of water to anyone. You will not give food to anyone. Imagine. Orders. And I still defied the orders. I always used to carry my own share. I can still have once I go back. So whenever I used to see someone, I used to take any needy something and used to quietly give a bottle or, to them. For my own satisfaction, no other reason. But I reached a mental state where I thought dollars is not important. I don't want any money. All I need to is just go back home. Operations were never demanding, but when you see people suffering, there is a difference between difficult situations, challenges, and suffering. What I had seen in operations was a challenge. And challenges are always welcome. It gives you goosebumps. I loved it. But when you see sufferings for no reasons and no fault of theirs, that's painful. Small kids eating boot polish, imagine how you would feel about it. You are having the best of the food inside the wall, and people are outside and they're looking, even if you throw shit and we'll eat it. Suffering and challenges are different things. That was not a challenge, that was suffering.
Thank you for watching this clip. If you want to learn more about this topic, we've curated a playlist just for you, and here's a link to the whole episode.